Republicans are blaming Democrats, saying Democrats won't fund TSA, and Democrats are saying the same thing. They could reach a compromise. It is possible to reach a compromise if one side bends. And I'm not saying this is the way, but they could just fund everything, including ICE, and then demand reform. And if you don't get reform, then you get new people in November. But nobody is compromising.
Well, that's an easy one, man. Listen to this guy right here.
Here are all the reasons it's not just a voter ID bill. A passport would be enough to register to vote, but that costs time and money, and about half of all Americans don't have one. A real ID doesn't show citizenship in 45 states, so it wouldn't be good enough. Real ID doesn't show citizenship because Congress didn't require it to. Social security cards aren't good enough. A married woman who changed her name, or anyone who changed their name, wouldn't be able to register with a birth certificate and ID because the names wouldn't match, and a marriage certificate isn't mentioned in the bill. The bill would allow states to create processes for name mismatches, but those would have to comply with federal regulations that haven't been written yet. The people writing those regulations are appointed by the president. House Republicans rejected an amendment to have states certify that married women wouldn't be prevented from voting. A military ID would not be good enough. To register to vote, you'd also need your military service record. If you were born abroad, the military service record would not be good enough. Even if you've already registered, if you ever move, you'd have to comply with all these requirements to re-register. Any random person would be able to sue a state election official if they believe the bill has been violated, even if it didn't affect them personally, as if we need more lawsuits in America. This would open the floodgates of litigation, stop the steal lawsuits coming from either side, could interfere with a peaceful transfer of power. The bill is a federal takeover. The Constitution says that states handle elections, and Congress can stick its nose in only when necessary. If state election officials exercise their limited discretion in a way that the federal government didn't like, they'd face up to 5 years in prison. It's a solution in search of a problem. Undocumented immigrant voting is virtually non-existent. It's already illegal, and there are already processes in place to prevent it from happening. For mail-in voting, you'd have to include a copy of your photo ID and the last four of your social with your ballot, which would make these envelopes targets for identity thieves. Voter IDs shouldn't be required for mail-in ballots because they're already electronically tracked and signature matched. Mail-in voting fraud is less common than being struck by lightning. States would have to develop new processes for validating photocopied IDs on the fly for this coming election, with zero new funding from Congress. The bill would require states to turn over their voter rolls to DHS. These include personal information such as unredacted social security numbers. DHS, not the states, would put the voter rolls through the SAVE database to purge ineligible voters. That database has already had issues purging the wrong voters. If a voter is purged because of an address discrepancy, they'd be tough to notify. So your voter registration could be canceled and you wouldn't know it.
Something has to happen. And if anybody watching this feels okay with them going on recess for 2 weeks as TSA agents are losing the roof over their heads, then I give up.
I mean, I kind of gave up when the president was at Graceland.
Who doesn't love Elvis? Everybody loves Elvis, right? Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Hi. How are you? Nice to see you.
Welcome to the second most visited private home in America.
Wow, that's really good.
Your house is number one.
If you've made it this far, you're probably wondering, who's this lady right here? It's my wife. She's been over in the Middle East for since October, middle of October. She went over there to try to help our small business that she is the 51% owner of, to continue pulling loads for the government, to continue just pulling loads for American people. She's over there right now getting bombed. So yeah, I'm very happy that you're looking out for TSA, possibly your own interest because you want to be safe in the airports. But man, there's so many different industries right now that are hurting. There's so many different facets of what's going on right now.